What is up, guys? It is Will Sports, and today I'm going to be talking about the Baltimore Ravens. They just destroyed the Detroit Lions. They won 38-6 today. This was a big game. Probably this and the Dolphins-Eagles games were the two biggest games of the week. And the Ravens came out and made a statement. Lamar Jackson played at an MVP level today. He was 21-27, had 357 yards passing. And 3 touchdowns, and then he had another 36 on the ground with a rushing touchdown. So this is a Ravens team that coming into the year I was very high on. I felt like Lamar was going to have an MVP level season, and I thought the improvements they made at the wide receiver position or tried to make were going to help this team go to another level and come out the AFC. That was my prediction for this team. My most recent video, though, I was covering the Ravens, and it was after their loss to the Steelers because they didn't play well in that game, and it was mainly the receivers. Lamar was throwing some dots, throwing some dimes down the field, and his receivers weren't catching it. And basically after that video, I was saying that I didn't feel confident in this team because of the receiving core. Are they going to be able to be dynamic enough offensively to get out of games in Kansas City or Buffalo or Cincinnati if they need to score points? Are they going to be able to do that? Well, today was one of those games that kind of changed my mind and made me feel like Baltimore is still an elite team. And so I might have prematurely kind of overreacted. Now, I'm not ready to say that I think they're going to come out the AFC. Even though I predicted that before the year, I still think Kansas City, based off what I've seen, I still think Kansas City is going to be the team to come out the AFC as of right now. But that could change. That could change down the road. But Lamar was amazing. He was getting the ball out really fast. He was very accurate with the football. And the thing that was very positive to see is that his receivers were getting open. His receivers were giving him places to go with the football. And there were no drops in this game. And guys were not only catching the ball, but when they were getting the ball, making stuff happen after the catch. And the run game was spectacular too. The Lions couldn't stop anything. The Ravens had 500 total yards today. And it was just a complete performance from top to bottom. And the Ravens rush offense has been solid all season, but the passing offense has been something that's been a work in progress. And today was the first game all season where you saw dynamic play through the passing game. You saw the possibilities of this passing offense being elite and being able to take the Ravens to, another level. Lamar, like I said, he played a great game, and he's just so tough to stop because you drop guys in the coverage and you try to stop the pass, and he's gonna carve you up on the ground. He's gonna take those little scrambles and pick up 9-10 yards and just continue to wear your defense down, and he was doing that today. They had 5 sacks on the day, and against a really good Lions offensive line, one of the best offensive lines in the league. And the Ravens were able to just get to Goff whenever they wanted, and that played a role in why the Lions weren't able to move the ball much because Jared Goff didn't have a lot of time to throw in a lot of his plays. And in the back end, they were doing an exceptional job of not giving him places to go with the ball, and all of that just it led to frustration for the Lions, and you could see it. And the Lions have just been a team that has been very hot and very everyone's been kind of giving them the respect or credit, and they finally come out this week after that and they have a letdown. And the thing about the NFL this year is that teams, when they get hyped up, it's like they immediately follow it up with a poor performance. We saw that with the Cowboys. They got hyped up after their first 2 games, and then they went and lost to the Cardinals. The Niners, they got hyped up after beating the Cowboys. Then they go and lose to the Browns last week. The Dolphins, they were getting hyped up after a 70-point performance, and then they go and lay an egg against the Bills, and so on and so forth. We had it happen to the Bills. Now the Lions. Like, all these teams get hyped up and then they don't play their best football. So it's almost as if you don't want to get hyped up. But as far as the Lions, it was a bad performance. Do I think the Lions are frauds? I don't. I still think the Lions are very good. Still think they're going to be a threat in the NFC. I never wavered on the Niners being the best team in the NFC even after last week. But the Lions are still in the thick of things. They just had a poor performance and come out ready to play. They got manhandled, physically beat up, and you could tell that not seeing a guy like Lamar, I mean, they don't see Lamar ever. I mean, the Lions and the Ravens aren't in the same conference, aren't in the same division. So you could just tell that there was like some unfamiliarity with Lamar, and they weren't able to stop that because they weren't used to it. You see teams in the AFC North, have more success against Lamar because they're so used to seeing him. But the Lions never see Lamar, so I feel like that was a big part of why Lamar was able to carve them up too. But like I said, defensively, they just were not doing anything well. I mean, the Ravens were running in between the tackles the whole game. That was very concerning because, like I said, the Lions have been a physical team this year. They've been so physical. That's where they've won their games is physicality. Aiden Hutchinson was a non-factor in this game, but they are a team that, in the trenches has been very stout on both ends, and that's where they've been successful. Today, I mean, like I said, they got completely manhandled by this Ravens attack. And the Ravens are a great defense too, but I was not expecting the Ravens to dominate like this. The Lions do have some work to do though. It's a humbling moment. But with the schedule that's ahead of them, I still think they're going to be a team that wins their division by a lot, and then they'll have a chance at a bye because if you look at the schedule, their next few games, the Raiders at home should be a win. Then they go on the road to face the Chargers. They have the Bears at home. They have the Packers at home, and then they face the Saints. That's their next 5 games. All 5 of those are games that I would pick the Lions in. So I think they're going to be fine record-wise. I don't think they're a team that we need to be too concerned about, but definitely need to turn it around and be more physical and come out ready, more prepared, ready to play. And Jared Goff is going to have to be better, get the ball out quicker. And this is a team that I think is still, very good, though. I don't think we should sit here and write off the Lions after this game. I just think they have got to be more prepared, and they can't let all the hype and all the credit they're getting get to their heads because today kind of felt like that. But yeah, as far as the Ravens, great performance. Lamar Jackson, my MVP right now. I'm putting him atop the MVP. He was my pick for the MVP before the year. I'm sticking with that. And the Ravens were my team pick to go to the Super Bowl before the year. I don't know if I'm going to stick with that for right now because I still, despite how good the Ravens looked, I still am not completely bought in to them making that deep of a run because, like I said, we've seen teams all year have great moments, have dominant performances, have in a big game, and then immediately follow that up with a bad performance. Now, the Ravens play the Cardinals next week. That's a typical letdown performance type of game based off how the season's going for the NFL. And then they have the Seahawks, the Browns, the Bengals all at home, and then the Chargers on the road. That's a tough stretch. It's not an easy stretch by any means. They'll definitely lose 1 or 2 of those games, but this is a Ravens team that, even after today, though, you have to feel really good about yourself and where this team is headed. And if the receiving core can just continue to improve and get in sync with Lamar, then I'm going to buy into this team because I think the defense is amazing. It's a top 5 defense in the league. They're elite in every category on defense, and Lamar is special. He's a top 5 quarterback, and he's playing like it. And if Lamar is going to be doing what he's doing right now and improving as a passer the way he has, got to give him credit for that. If he can continue to play at this type of level, the Ravens can beat anybody. So we'll see if they can keep the consistency. I think that's really all I'm wanting to see from them. But great performance by the Ravens. Got to give them a lot of credit for how they played, and hopefully they can continue it on. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I'll cover some more of the other games when they finish. But yeah, this is a quick little video about the Ravens and the Lions. Let me know you guys' thoughts down below. And yeah, it's been Will Sports. Peace.